this year, you know, we always like to come up with something a little more exciting, a little different, and to fit the moment and the need of what we need to do to keep and hold our majority. We've worked so hard these 5 years. Some of you have been working for 20 or 30. And so here we are again, making sure we hold the lines. We really want to make sure that we stay consistent and keep organizing to win. So we're glad you're in the room. So what I wanted to talk about is to make sure first to thank our sponsors and partners. That we'll do first. And then also I wanted just to briefly tell you at least about what's going to happen tonight, right? We will then, after we welcome the partners and sponsors, and they'll talk for just a quick 30 seconds to just say hello and talk and say who they are. And then we will go to the orientation part and go through the program. And then, of course, we have Demcast here. Thank you to Nick Knutson, maybe I got it right, and Jamie Carter from Demcast, who's going to do a fabulous training for us tonight on social media. Last night, I joined them for a tweet storm, and they're going to do a special event tonight that you guys will get trained and then also participate in. So how cool is that? So with that said, this is our 5th summit. If this is your first time joining us, we started in 2017 after the election of you-know-who, and we haven't stopped since. So it's easier to show it. So Robin, do you want to show it? What our little journey looked like? And here we are.
When we vote, we win. When we vote, we win. When we vote, we win.
The meeting is starting in 10 minutes. Please come to the ballroom.
All right. Oh my gosh. It's like really hard to imagine that it's been 5 years and we still look great, team. So in the room, I'm Catherine White. I'm part of Network Nova, the program director, and we have Robin Zeff Warner over there, producer of the Women's Summit, and of course, the big boss of Network Nova, Stair Calhoun. Come on up, Stair. And sort of looks like Stair, but there she is. Hi, Stair. So this is the team, along with all of the people that have helped us through the years and the Virginia Grassroots Coalition that works with us. So we will be going through the program with you all tonight. So we couldn't do it though without the sponsors and partners and really all the people in the grassroots that work along with us. So with that, I'd like to call first Pat Worth up, and give her a special note of, she is what I call our on the honorary committee for our first part of the program for Turning Point. Pat, thank you so much. We're so honored that, first of all, we got to meet you years ago, but that you are here and supporting this event, and that you will be helping with the first part, the Turning Point. So thank you. And also that you got the US, is it the Fife and Drum Corps will be there doing that part. So thank you, Pat. And next I'd like to call up, hold on one second, Planned Parenthood. We have in the room, do we have Jamie?
I'm here, thank you.
Jamie Larkart from Planned Parenthood. So important you're fighting for reproductive justice, and thank you for being here. Are you excited to join us at the summit?
So excited, thank you. And reproductive rights and justice are on the ballot this November. So great to be with y'all and glad to be a partner with the summit. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. And then next up, Green New Deal. Karen Champlin is here tonight, and Lee Williams. Thank you so much for partnering with us. How are you guys doing tonight? Is Lee here? There Lee is. Hey, Karen.
Hi, Catherine. Doing great. It's great to be here with everyone, and I'm looking forward to speaking and talking with everybody and having the summer of summits and working for a better tomorrow. So
that's sure, because I tell you what, the summer is showing us that the globe is heating up, and you know what? I'm tired. I think we need to really circle back and concentrate on climate, right?
Exactly.
I'm like, this is getting lost and we need to circle back. So thank you, Lee. Thank you for Karen for partnering with us. Thank you so much. And then Clean Virginia. I don't think they're here tonight, but thank you to Clean Virginia for partnering with us, because we like to, you know, as we say, have Clean Virginia is a good Virginia. So thank you to them. And also Virginia Justice Dems. Is Matt Royer in the room? All right, yeah, keeping it clean. Thank you, Stair. So thank you to Virginia Justice Dems, and also the Appalachian Women of Action. Meredith Dean, are you in the room?
I'm here, and I'm so excited to actually be partnering with y'all this year. We've been to the summit, but not been partners. So we're working on all things voting and Black lives and challenging white supremacy culture, and then just like y'all, cultivating conversation and community. So this is a great opportunity for us.
Well, we're excited too, because it's nice to, Virginia's so big, and we always believe Virginia is our district, and really the rural voices and working with women and men all over the state. And Stacey Abrams is going to be at your event. If you want to put that link in there, what a great, that was so incredible that what you put together. I'm excited to go to that event. So super. Thank you, Meredith.
Hey, thanks.
Also, Jennifer Brown from Turnout Nation. Is Jenny Brown in the room?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Really excited to join. For anyone who doesn't know us, we are a friend. We do friend-to-friend voter mobilization. So kind of tapping into networks of people you know personally as one of the most effective ways to get people to vote. Okay, great. Are you calling in on the phone? No, I'm on Zoom.
Oh yeah,
I see myself. Maybe you can see me.
That's probably why. Okay, thank you so much for that. That is, it is about turnout, and I know Dan Helmer's in the room tonight, and what he's doing for that also. I can't wait to hear from him about that. So next up, who do we have? Rowan Tree. Is my friend Kate Vigiano Janich in the room, and Julie Jakopic? Anybody? Raise your hand if you're in the room. If not, we're moving past, but thank you to Rowan Tree. We're going to have that event on Friday, June 25th at Rowan Tree. They've been partners for years. And then Julie Jakobic, Chair of Virginia's List, will be there speaking. So, and we're going to have wine and music. How fun will that be? And anybody from Local Majority in the room? Judy Rucker or Joanne Luan? In the room, raise your hand, come up on the screen. Nope. All right, so let me make sure that I have got everybody real quick, because I think it's so important that we have now National Organization for Women, the Virginia chapter. We also have like the Feminist Majority Foundation, the Impact Center with Sam Rasool, like we said, Local Majority, and Demcast will be here, obviously are here tonight doing this training. And just really, I just want to make sure if they're in the room that they get up on the screen. And so let's go to the, as we call it, the action part of the program, which would be Is Dan in the room? Dan Helmer?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. Friend Dan Helmer and Elizabeth Guzman are going to come up about canvassing this weekend because it is about turning out the vote. Hey, you're in your car, Dan.
I am canvassing right now, and the only thing that could get me to stop canvassing is meeting with these powerful women
You're
to
right,
talk
you're smart.
about canvassing. I am so excited. I'll be at the rally on Saturday, and I hope you'll join Delegate Guzman and I at 5618 Ox Road at 10 a.m., where we're going to launch a canvas because we got to get people excited to turn out and talk to them about all the great work we've done here in Virginia. And we wouldn't have got done except for all of these amazing women on the line who for the last 5 years have turned out voters. So we love you guys. And again, there's a few people I'd stop the car for, but Catherine, Robin, and Stair, you're a handful. So that I will go and stop the car for, and I'm going to go back on indoors. But thank you all for all you're doing.
I look forward to seeing you, and I look forward to hearing more about secure progress with voter turnout. What I think is key, we cannot stop. We have to keep registering voters. So I want to hear more about that. But thank you, and get back to canvassing. And Elizabeth, tell us what you've been doing. Thanks, Dan. And so great, so glad to see you. And so glad that you have your delegate seat we're going to be fighting for this summer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I could not be here without the help of this Network Nova and these women's summits. I'm happy to say that I participated on every single one of them since 2017, and my picture was there. So thank you. Kudos to the leadership, Catherine and Robin there, for doing this every year. Great partners. So this is a great opportunity to get to know your candidates. We have, this is going to be the year we'll have the largest amount of Democrats running for the House of Delegates. So we are extremely excited. And if you are a supporter that you have not canvassed before and you want to feel more comfortable on how to get involved, this is going to be a great opportunity. But if you want to learn about policy as you are on the doors and you ask questions, or whether you side, on your beliefs with our democratic values, this is a great opportunity you have seen by the amount of sponsors and speakers. So look forward to seeing you this Saturday, and look forward to seeing you on this one and the two next ones coming up in different regions. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Elizabeth. And so do we have that link in the chat, the mobilized link? So the canvas, what we've trying to build out the whole summer, and you'll see the summer of summits. We're starting tonight and going all the way through August with these virtual trainings like the one tonight, and also some in-person events. And our first kickoff for that is Friday and Saturday this weekend. So the canvas is Saturday at 11, June 26th, and that link will be in there. And a lot of you love to knock doors. It's your time now. So get out there for Dan. We really got to hold that seat, and Elizabeth's seat as well. So super. And this part of it, I'm going to turn it over to my team, because now, thank you to the sponsors and partners. You're so precious to us, really super to be in community with you. And now let's learn about, because it's so confusing, so much going on. We don't make things easy. We really like to just do too much. So go ahead, team. Let's start with a summit like no other. Robin? Are you there? Okay, I've lost Robin. I don't know why.
I had a cat incident. My cat insisted on putting her paw on the pause button, on the mute button. So I apologize.
Oh, that's hysterical.
That was our Phoebe, who's the power lunch girl. Anyway.
Well, I just got worried because I thought, my gosh, if her power went out, I know you.
No. It was Phoebe who fell asleep and pushed the mute button.
Okay, good. Well, go ahead, my friend.
All right, here we go. So this event is too expansive for one weekend, too inclusive for one location, too much fun to miss. Basically, it's all inclusive. One price, you get everything all summer long. We are going to have lots of online training, and the online training begins tonight with an incredible session on owning social media airwaves. And we are going to do our own little Twitter storm in honor of one of our candidates who's here tonight. Then on Thursday, Demcast, who is the digital hub of the left, is going to do a workshop on disinformation and how we can not only recognize disinformation, but respond to it without spreading it more. We have 4 workshops going on in July. We have one on Saturday about race and humanities. Planned Parenthood is going to do a great session for us on talking about uncomfortable issues so that you can feel comfortable talking about reproductive rights. We're going to do one on getting the message out on Twitter. And then Kevin Boston Hill, a favorite of ours in Friday Power Lunch, will be doing one on how to relate any topic to anyone. And then we have 2 great ones by Swing Left in August. Once again, all of this for just $40. But if you need a break, because Give Me a Break from COVID, we have a special price of $20. Now, that's what's happening online. But these days we can get together in person. So this is your opportunity to be with all the people you haven't been able to see. So at this point, I'm gonna let Catherine talk about the mix and mingle, because she's a woman who knows how to mix and mingle and party on Friday night.
Well, yes. So on Friday night, we're going to kick things off at the Rowan Tree in Herndon, Virginia at 7 o'clock. We have live music, a wonderful solo guitarist, Jillian, and I always get her name wrong, but it's right there, Matundan. And she's wonderful. And we have Julie Jakopic from Virginia's List will be speaking at some part of that program. So come out, have some wine, come mingle with us, come hang out. Let's get together, because the next day we're going to get ready for the Summer of Summits. And that is at Occoquan Regional Park. And how cool that it's so fitting. And it really fell into our lap, but it really didn't. I worked really hard to find it because everything was booked. But Turning Point Suffragette Memorial is there. Pat Worth made that happen and got it completed. We're going to start there. And doors open at 4 o'clock at the Riverview, which is right adjacent. They're right walking distance from each other, very close. And so it's really cool that is where women were imprisoned to fight for the vote. And we are still fighting for the darn vote. So this is just really super fitting. We'll have great speakers that night. Mark Keem, are you in the room? Let's bring up Mark. Mark is going to be there. Vivian Watts is going to be speaking. Lisa Sales is going to be speaking. And Krista Jones, who used to be on the Power Lunch with us, will also be speaking at that part of the program. We'll have the Fife and Drum Corps there. And we're just going to really kick it off at the memorial at 5. So that means you should get there before 5, like 4 o'clock, so you can walk around, come into the swag store, look at what we have for sale, visit our vendors, and then get outside and get ready for the show. And if it's raining, we'll be inside. Weather, don't worry, raining, we're going to be doing this. And then we will kick things off. After that, we will march over and go into the Riverview room right there, and we will start the candidate rally. Of course, we can't just have a candidate rally. We have to have a pre-rally. We'll have Congresswoman Wexton will be there. Representative Conley, Representative Beyer will be there. Speaker Fillercorn will be there. I'm just naming a few to kick that part of it off. And then we will go into the first part of the candidate rally and have all our delegates up. And then our delegates that are running again, some of their favorite seats, our super, what we called our super women, like Elizabeth Guzman. And then we will have part 2 of that rally with the new candidates we're so excited about, because we know actually that's the secret to winning, is the candidates, the Jenny Kitchen, the Nadarius. I know that tonight I see Sarah Radcliffe in the room. And raise your hand if you are a candidate right now and you'll be on the ballot in November. Put your hand up, show everybody in the room that you're running. And a lot of you will be coming in for this event. So thank you. And that is, then we'll have as we call it, the picnic break. We have these wonderful supper sandwiches. And that will be a great time for us to have an hour together, talking to the candidates, visiting the vendors, sitting outside, there's overlooking the river. It's gorgeous out. I mean, it is a gorgeous place. So that will be exciting. And then back inside at 8:30 to kick it off again, all about justice. Josh Cole will be there, Jennifer Carol Foy. We'll have our sponsors like Clean Virginia, Virginia Justice Dems, and of course our Tamara Addison, our favorite spoken word poet. Oh, and I forgot, let me just remind everybody, Dory C. Scott will be kicking off this part, and also at the Turning Point. We have a wonderful poet. So that's it in a nutshell. If you have any questions where we want to answer those, we have nearby hotels. If you need a hotel, we have those online. Anything else that I forgot about this weekend?
No, I think you did a great job. And then we will be doing something as fun in Harrisonburg in July and Virginia Beach in August. And both of them are already turning into something spectacular, but we don't want to confuse
No, we don't want to
you.
go too far. Virginia Beach, though, we really want to say Swing Left will be with us, Planned Parenthood and others. We're going to have a big ass canvas. So get your tennis shoes ready for Virginia Beach, and your bathing suit and your towels. Speaking of towels, let's look at the swag.
Speaking of towels, Stare, tell us a little bit about what you have and show us what you're wearing.
Put your screen on. What are you doing? You're naked.
No, we got to see what she's wearing.
Off for purpose because I wanted to show the swag.
Look at the t-shirt.
Okay?
Let's look at it.
So,
Is that gorgeous?
Let's
okay,
spotlight that. Oh my God.
I'm in a medium. I'm in a medium. And we've also got these fabulous beach towels. The hats came in today. The postcards came in today. Everything will be up on the Badass Boutique by the end of the evening for you to order. And everything will be discounted at the summit. So come along. And if
That's
you
the
haven't
first.
had
I'm sorry. I'm so excited about your t-shirt. It looks great.
right? It looks good.
Yeah.
I'll put my background back on now because my this one's not so great.
Okay.
And the beach towel, if you get your beach towel, what's great about the picnic on Saturday, the outside dinner portion, is you can lay it in the grass and sit on your new towel. And Virginia Beach, who doesn't want a beach towel? I'm just saying. We got to bring that. We got to bring the fire. Okay, ladies, what else? Is that it?
That's
The
it.
oh, please, you can be a sponsor. Don't you want to get your name on this list?
No, do we have any more room? I'm just teasing you. We always have room at the end. So all summer long, it's not over. This is the summer summit, so you can sponsor. Doesn't matter because this isn't just one event. It's a summer of events. All right. So let's get this party started, as we say. Thank you. Did I miss anybody in the room? Melissa Hartman from Razor. I feel like, did I talk to you?
No, you did not, but I am
good.
here.
Oh, goodness gracious. Please come up. Could we spotlight Melissa? Thank you from Razor. Melissa, introduce yourself and tell people what you do. And you're our sponsor. You're on the summit. Yeah, go ahead.
And she's going to be featured on Friday.
On Friday's
at the Friday Power Lunch. We'll be talking about.
Oh, that's right. I was like, Friday? Where am I going to be on Friday?
Tell us what Razor is. Tell us what Razor is.
Razor is a relatively new 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we work at identifying areas of systemic or structural racism. And we've started out by trying to identify communities and jurisdictions that have actually put out resolutions or legislation that identifies racism as a systemic structural issue, and more importantly, that they recognize it's a problem for our society. So on our website, we're starting to map out the jurisdictions that are doing that, starting with Virginia, which is where some of the first enslaved people came. So we are also partnering with other organizations to help provide a network of resources to really address the systemic and structural racism issues that we face.
Nice, thank you. I mean, when I went over, I see we have Charlottesville now in here too, but you're such an important new partner and a new friend. So I was like, going, Anyway, sorry about that, friend. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Friday. Anybody else? Don't be shy. We are not shy people here. Did I forget anybody else? All right. I want to say hi to Markeem. I see Julie Galdo in here. Hi, Julie. I know you've been writing away. Let's see, just let me do a little shout out before I hand it over.
And we have a couple other candidates. We have Michelle Maldonado in the room, and we have Mark King's in the room.
Yes, Mark.
Chanel Norton, Deborah Gardner. Kevin Boston Hill just got here.
Oh, let's bring him up. Okay, so I want to say hi to Pete. Hey, Pete, all the way from California. You are doing music around the country.
I am, and I'm coming to Virginia.
Oh, great. Will you be at Virginia Beach or?
I won't be there when you're there, but I'll be there in October. I'm going to, so far I've confirmed a show for Shelley Simons.
Oh, good. Well, please put that in the chat. So Pete, we've been in community with you. And so great to see you in the room. And I'm just trying to think.
And here's Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, bring him up.
He's up.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Kevin. So glad you could make it.
Hey, how you all doing?
Yeah, good. We're doing good. So Kevin, we're so grateful that we were able to readjust our schedule and give us time to build your segment up. Do you want to talk just like a minute about what you're going to do and get people excited to join your training on July 31st, is it?
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay,
well,
great.
basically, I mean, we're talking about simplifying your message, how to relate any topic to any audience. So no matter what it is that you want to talk about, no matter who you're going to be in front of, you're going to be able to come up with the exact words that you need and be able to present it in a way that will be convincing and just sway anybody to believe what you want them to believe.
I like that. Who doesn't need that skill? Am I correct?
Exactly. I think, and again, no matter what your particular comfort level is with speaking, you're going to have a good time with this workshop.
Okay. So yeah, any way we need to prepare for this, or just you're going to have it, we just show up?
You just show up. I take care of the rest.
Okay. I love that.
I got you.
I love it. All right. Well, good. So we hope people are looking forward to, we really believe that messaging is so important, and we're doing all kinds of different varieties of that message, from postcard to how we speak at the door to talk about certain issues. So thank you, Kevin. It means a lot that you've come in the room. And so we do, raise your hand if you're a candidate, please put your hand up on so we can see you in the screen. So everybody, not that way. Michelle, hit your button that gets you, you can hit your hand, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Oh, good. Mark Keene, Fennell Norton. And we see Melissa. Hello, everybody. Sarah Radcliffe is here. Deborah Gardner. All right. Well, welcome, candidates. We're so excited that you've come tonight, and that Fennell, say hello. Just a quick hello to we have about, hello.
Hi, glad to be here. Wouldn't be anywhere else.
Awesome. And Melissa. And then Michelle. Michelle, say hi.
Hi, everybody. This is my first time, so I'm super excited to be here.
Well, we're excited you're coming Saturday. So it's, remember, I noticed, I'm so glad that you'll be able to be there. And Sarah, how are you?
Sarah? I'm great. Yay. Enjoying the beautiful weather.
Yes. All right. And then go ahead, Melissa. Moms Demand Action.
Oh, it's Melanie.
Oh, Melanie, why kept calling you Melissa? You know, I see. So sorry. No, that's why you're not answering me.
Right. Melanie Cornelise. Well, I'm running for House District 78 in Chesapeake.
Well, good thing I put on that tag of Moms Demand Action, because I'm looking at the end of your name and it wants to tell me Melissa, but that's the last part of your name. So I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, no sweat. Happens all the time.
You're kind. Thank you. And Deborah, you'll be the special guest tonight for the Twitter storm. And this is a great learning lesson. So hello.
Hi, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, we know, there's a Thursday event, so we may have to host several of these with the candidates. We may have to think about how we'll do that. That's a great idea. Every time we get in the room, Jamie and Nick, we need to just decide when we'll do a little Twitter storm for the candidates. So thank you, Sarah, and everybody for being here. And with that, I
Did
really
want to say hello to Mark Keem.
I did say hi to Mark Keem, but I can't see him. So if people don't turn their video on. Oh, Mark, there you are. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, hey, how are you? Sorry that I had to keep my video off. I'm in the middle of another Zoom meeting. It's one of those double screen nights tonight. I am I'm participating in the Providence District Democratic Committee's grassroots organizing event, and we're actually having a busy weekend as well because we're doing our big summer kickoff on Sunday. So Friday night, Rowan Tree, Saturday night at Lorton, and Sunday we're going to be in Providence. It's going to be a busy weekend of Democratic activities.
Well, Mark, thank you. You're always a great, reliable partner, as I said. In 2019, you sponsored our Women's Summit History Board, and you're just such a great friend to the grassroots and a great delegate. So thanks, Mark. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. All right, with that.
I just want to say hi to everyone. You can't see my face. I'm so sorry. I haven't figured out how to take my face down because this is the background. So anyway, this is Loretta. You probably can't see me right now.
Hi, Loretta.
I just wanted to say hi to everyone. I'm just glad to be here. I'm supporting all the candidates, of course, and just excited. This is my second summit, so I was excited. I came in 2018, and I'm back. So,
all right, Loretta. Yeah, and I saw you were on the Power Lunch last week. So
yes. So I'm
Super.
not a candidate, but I will be another candidate. I will be a candidate for re-election in 2023.
All right. Well, great. Thank you so much. And did I miss any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Please put them in the chat and then we'll answer that. So put all your questions, say, I'm so confused. I see Sharon Wonder. She's like, I'm going to be there. Right, Sharon? If you have any questions, I would. We always put together such a crazy, I wouldn't do it any other way. So any questions?
I'm not seeing any. So why don't we go ahead and start the workshop?
Yeah.
And if you do your questions, we'll answer them in the chat as we go along.
Here, we'll stay here. Okay. With that said, we will turn this over to Demcast and Jamie.
Hi guys.
There she is. Okay. We'll take hands down. I'm going to take the hands down at the candidates. Oh, here comes somebody else from Demcast in the room. Okay. So go ahead, Jamie. Thank you so much again for just being, I met you so many years ago. I called Nick out of the blue. I met him just introduced myself. I found his name on Twitter and we've been working together since. So I'm going to hand this program over to you guys and thank you so much. Okay, Jamie. Oh, there's Nick. So good. Take it away, guys. Jamie, you ready?
Yep, I am just getting screen shares.
Okay,
we have just
there you go. That's fine. I just
a little slideshow.
Your sound was on. Okay, I will mute myself.
Oh, crap.
Hey, Nick. Well, why don't you introduce yourself first? People in the room may not know who the heck Demcast is. And so I think we should have just a quick little who you are, what you do, where people can find you, and then what you're going to do tonight.
And of course, everything messed up. So
that's okay. We're fun, informal. I think Nick must be having connectivity trouble. All right.
The wonders of modern technology, right?
Okay, Nick, are you there?
I am. I'm so sorry, everybody. About like 30 seconds before you were about to go to us, my internet connection became very unstable. But I think I'm okay now.
That's okay. So we'll put you guys both up. I wanted Nick and Jamie first to just give the audience an idea who the heck Demcast is and why we want to build this social media army in Virginia. This is our weakness in Virginia and we need to do better. So go ahead and talk about what you do and then it's all yours.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having us. We're very excited to be here. Honored to be here on the initial kickoff of the Summer of Summits. And as you can see from the schedule, we'll be participating throughout. Jamie, do you want to walk through our objectives?
Yeah,
since you've
so
described them.
Hopefully today you guys will kind of figure out how to build an active online community, gain a better understanding of how social media works, especially the behind the scenes stuff and how algorithms function so that we can, everybody can really amplify. And then kind of just some best practices on how to use social media effectively.
Great. So important goals there, but just as by way of background, as Catherine requested. So we're from Demcast USA. We are not from Virginia. We're a national grassroots activist organization, 501c4 nonprofit. We founded in 2019 after our core group, Jamie, Lori, and I were all digital activists who worked very hard in the midterm elections to try and make the most of social media, push back against the right, and boost blue online. And we just saw a really big gap here. And it freaked us out so much that we had to create a whole organization around it. So our mission is to empower and embolden the people to use their voices to win the future, and specifically in the digital space. And our website is just demcast.com. That's our portal for activists. And just by way of context, so in the 2020 cycle and up through today, we've worked with 30,000 different digital volunteers. We have achieved over 50 billion, or right around 50 billion pro-blue impressions on social media. And then social media, an impression is basically when somebody sees a piece of content online. And all of that has been achieved just through regular folks using their social media accounts to push quality messaging. We also raised $1.4 million as a movement of those 30,000 volunteers, sharing opportunities to donate to candidates online during the 2020 cycle. And we've had people sign up for and complete over 15,000 volunteer shifts since September of last year. So that's when we started counting that. Why of Demcast and of why this conversation around social media is important. And to be frank, the bottom line is the right is still winning the information war, and the left is still behind. And so it's really important that we dive in as much as possible in social media spaces and be really strategic, because the right is overpowering us online. So here's some things that we can do together if we work together as a team. We can fight disinformation. That's a really important piece. And Thursday's training that Lori and Jamie will do is on that topic. And I hope that as many people can come to that as possible. We want to use our voices collectively to try and shape a narrative. This is what the right does really, really well. They have extreme message discipline because they have a whole disinformation apparatus built up. And so the more that we can work together to the key to messaging is repetition, and getting the same message out there over and over again. And the more people you have doing that, the more people that it's going to reach. So we want to shape the narrative that's flooding the zone with our messaging and winning that messaging war. Another thing that we can do together that's really important is just boosting our candidates, and we'll demonstrate that tonight and sort of talk about how concerted work by activists, by digital activists, by online volunteers can help to spotlight candidates who need spotlighting. And then on top of that, just informing voters about things like where to vote, how to vote, when to vote. We can help drive donations to candidates and groups, and we can boost volunteerism. So those are all the things that we can do together. And the way that the left has been doing online influence work it has been very top down. So you have like big accounts that you try and push messaging through to reach people, or you have a video or a message that you want to get out to people, so you spend some money so that it appears in people's social media feeds, right, through digital ad spending. All of these methodologies are important, and we need to keep doing those, but they all see the individual social media user as the receptacle for the information or the messaging that they're trying to whoever is sending the message is trying to convey. Our approach is to flip that on its head and actually have the social media users be the messengers themselves, to empower people to share messages and resources that'll help boost turnout and make sure people vote and vote the right way. So you can go forward there.
And not sure.
And yeah, I see a question there. Will we receive the slides? Yes, we can totally send the slides out following the presentation. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so what are we going to do? So I saw that you guys have a hashtag that you're using. We'll just line ours up with the one that you're using. But in effect, the plan here for 2021 is to just go ahead and build an online army to flood the zone with messaging. That involves recruiting and training and supporting social media volunteers and social media leaders. Those leaders are actually critical to the model, and I'll talk about that in a bit. And yeah, and Robin says we're also recording the session, so you'll be able to see it on the YouTube station as well. We also, a big piece of our model too is to help curate and disseminate content. So sometimes you need to create new content, whether it's a graphic or a video or an article, a written piece that can travel along with a social media post to help it get traction and get views and get interactions online. But a lot of times that content actually already exists. And so something that we do in the background is to help curate, find things, candidate videos, graphics that are being used, and disseminate that out to the people who are volunteering to use their social media feed strategically and in a collaborative way. And then the other thing that we can do is just host digital tools and strategies. So we have toolkit technology that we can use to make social media sharing really easy, and a variety of other tools as well that we'll share with the team as we start to build here. So key roles in our model, and this is basically a digital volunteerism model. It's digital relational organizing, digital door knocking, however you want to frame it. But the key role is just each individual social media amplifier and user, being active and being involved and sharing things proactively through their social media feeds so that they reach people in Virginia. And we also have a variety of leadership roles that are really important. And in just a minute, we'll take you to the website where you can both sign up to be a digital amplifier, but also just explore some of these leadership roles and potentially sign up for those too. If we have 1,000, if we have 2,000, if we have 5,000 people in Virginia who are using their social media accounts strategically through this model, That's a lot of people, and so we need some people who can step up as volunteer managers to help just make sure that people are have everything they need, that they feel comfortable, just those kinds of really important functions to help everybody continue to share online. Another role is content curation, as I mentioned, just people who are basically on the lookout for articles that our digital army should be sharing, or if a new video comes out from a candidate, making sure that gets elevated and then disseminated to everybody so that we can act on it quickly and get it lots of views. So curation is a really important piece. Post writing is really about distillation. So it's about, if we have a piece of content, let's say there's an article that has a really good message. It's like, oh, Democrats are on point here and the GOP is trying to do terrible things. Sending that article link out to people is one way to do it. But a better way to do it is to actually go ahead and distill that article down to just like a social post size language, so that you can give people a starting point that then they can sort of work off of when they're sharing that article. So post writers just help distill content into social media posts, sample social media posts. Disinformation patrollers. This is a really important one, and maybe we'll talk about sort of why this function is important a little bit more on Thursday. But just basically people who are monitoring the right-wing narrative in Virginia and national, but mostly, obviously in Virginia, to see how they're talking about Democrats, what kind of BS is floating out there about specific candidates, so that we can get ahead of narratives before they spin out of control. The last two here are really sort of content creation. It's graphic artists. The more graphics just help things move on social media. So the more we can have, if you have that skill, we have a centralized Demcast graphic artist team, but we have a national scope. So if we have some Virginia specific people, that would be super, super helpful. And then grassroots reporting. So if you've got like a journalism or a writing background and you'd like to literally like create content about the election or about candidates or do spotlights or cover events, that's another thing that we can post on demcastusa.com and then socialize and move through the social media team. So those are the key roles, and it also kind of gives you a sense of what we try and put together in the background to make the whole mechanism work, so that there's always kind of fresh content to share, and there's clear sort of avenues of communication for people. So without further ado, that was me talking a lot, and I apologize for that, but I hope it was helpful to contextualize our work. So I'd love for everybody, whether you're on a laptop or a phone, just to go ahead and go to demcast.com. And when you do, you'll notice that there's a Virginia 21 menu item on the phone. In the phone browser, it'll appear in kind of one of the three little lines up in the corner. That's the menu. On the browser, it's a little bit more obvious. So go ahead and go to that page and what we've got. And maybe we should just go ahead. Should we just go ahead and share the page, Jamie? Sorry, just bear with us one moment.
Now I can't get it out. So
okay.
There we go. Stop share. Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Yep.
So do you have it pulled up, Nick, or?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Yeah.
I'm not, actually, it doesn't, I don't look like I have permissions yet.
Robin, yep, you got it? You got permission now, Nick?
Nope.
Robin or Sarah, can you give Nick permission?
Give me a second. I'm trying to find him. I thought he was
co-host, right?
Yep.
I think probably because I had to go. Maybe.
Oh, that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
We'll get it taken care of.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, let me just, while you're doing that.
The other thing is that we could bring it up. Robin could bring it up.
Sure.
And we could speak.
Yeah, anybody can bring it. It's just demcast.com. Go to the Virginia page.
Robin, I mean, I think that might be helpful if Robin brought it up and then we spoke from them. Meanwhile, I will try to scroll down and find your name here.
Yeah, find Nick. And let me just say, while we're doing that, is that what's cool for everybody in this room to know, last night I participated in a Demcast event, and you could join that too. And there are hundreds of people in the room, and we all tweeted together, and it made such an impact. I could not believe on Twitter we were doing about We the People Act and the vote. So this is really powerful when we're together to do this together. So thanks, Nick. Go right ahead.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, no, it was a great. We had the final tally on our social media impressions last night was about 1/3 of a billion.
Yeah, that was
cool. It was very successful. So what we put together here is just an initial stab at just a resource page. We've got a list of candidates here who are worthy of your attention and support. Of course, all of them are, but we were just kind of looking at the most flippable or the seats that we most need to defend. And there's you see with the start with a donation today link sort of near above the table that has that links to an ActBlue page where we've combined all of these candidates that are on this list into one ActBlue page. So if you just want like an easy place to just go and support everybody and maybe just do a monthly donation through the end of the through November or whatever, that is an option for you, so you can check that out. The table itself has links to everybody's website, direct website, and then also Ballotpedia page, the link to their Twitter. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking District 287 looked off. Sorry, we were trying to get this together before the thing today, so thanks for that. And it's District 28, not District 287. And then so Twitter and Facebook links as well. And then down under the additional resources down there, these are your signups. So if and I'm hoping that people can go ahead and do this, and maybe we could even click through and just show everybody what the form looks like. It should open in a separate tab, and it did. So this is just our sign up form. If you want to be part of the Virginia digital team, then just fill out your information here, and that gets you into our database, and then we can start communicating with you via email or text or however you prefer to be communicated with. There's for Twitter users down toward the bottom, there's a little box that says click here if you'd like to be added to the Demcast VA Twitter direct message group. So definitely click that if you're interested in being part of an on-platform group that's supporting Virginia in 2021. The next link is links to this is a bigger, I went through all those lists of the different kind of leader positions that we need. And so this is basically just that, but in more detail. So the second page in particular has it lists all the different volunteer roles, and then also links to these sign up form if you're interested in potentially filling one or more of these roles. It's an interest form. You are not by filling it out, you are not committing to anything, because I know stepping up as a leader might sound a little scary, and you may be wondering whether you really have the time for it. What we'll do is, if you're interested at all in any of these things, or you feel like you have some capacity to help in some of these ways, just fill out that form. We'll get back to you, and we'll give you more information, and then we can all decide if it's a good fit. And then that last link is going to be a helpful link over time. This is our social media toolkit. It's just our first stab, and these will evolve over time. But this is what our toolkits look like. And so if you click on either Twitter or Facebook there, it goes over to. And just so you know, our toolkits have been attacked repeatedly by our toolkits have been attacked repeatedly by we think probably Russians or GOP operatives with direct denial of service attacks. So we've had to put on a bunch of security on them so that they don't collapse or stop functioning. So the wait time is sometimes up to 10 seconds when you're trying to log into them. And actually last night we had so many people trying to access it, it didn't work at all. But we're working with our host Speechify to make sure that doesn't happen again. But yeah, so this is what one of our campaigns looks like, and we can. When I was talking about post writers, right, as a volunteer leader position, the post writers would have access to the back end of Speechify of our platform here, so that they could go in and write some of these posts and share and try and keep this as consistently updated as possible with fresh material. But we took a stab at just a single post for each of the candidates first, and so this is live, and people can go in and just start sharing from this. You can share it to Facebook, you can share it to Twitter and LinkedIn, and you can even one of the options on the first page there was to direct message it, and that would include just sending something like this as a text to a friend if you wanted to do some more sort of relational outreach to
you need to be on your phone to get even more options. So if you're on your phone, you can actually send a text message, WhatsApp, all of that. So and on your phone you also have Instagram options.
Oh, that's cool. Can I just say something real quick? I'll have to tell to everybody in the room that being involved in Demcast has really made it easy for me to be a social media warrior. You guys just do so much great work. You literally go in there and you click on the content and you can share it. And for those people like in the room, once they play and look around at this, all the content you have and all the assets you have, you've done an awesome job. Just let people know just how easy you've made it. So thank you for that part of it.
It's literally why we exist, because people don't have time to do all the research, come up with all the social posts. So the more we can sort of do some work in the background to make it easier for people to spread good information online, that's why we're here. So that was it for my part, and so the sort of overview of Demcast, what we're hoping to do in Virginia in 2021, and now I think we're going to shift. We could, if anybody has any questions, I guess we could pause based on what we've talked about so far, but then we'll shift into kind of more of a training around social platforms and what this looks like in practice. Is that Melissa?
Yes. Yeah, I had a quick question. I know you said that you initially targeted kind of the either high propensity to turn over or retain a seat in that initial list. what can we do to get additional House delegate candidates on there from areas that may still be a little more red, but that we really want to push hard.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of our first overview, and that's something that we're constantly evolving on. So, we're happy to talk to you more about that. Sarah, Catherine, everybody has our email. They're welcome to share with you. So.
Yeah, we're well aware that sometimes there can be districts where there are strategic reasons to really focus on a district that aren't directly related to necessarily flipping or winning the district. Obviously, we want to win all of them, but yeah, absolutely open to talking about any of that. That was just our first take that we discussed with the with our friends here.
Yeah, and right now we're kind of doing state and statewide candidates. Hopefully in the future as we build, we'll be able to do some more local candidates, mayors races, things like that. Right now it's a capacity issue. So
I have a quick question, Nick. I know like Fennell Norton in the room, and she's from District 100. And there are people, like I said, with our summit, we concentrate on all the candidates. And since they stand up to run, they may not necessarily, all of them win, but we're trying to run the map, right? How do we help those candidates, even though, like, is there a way to help their team learn about social media? They could do it on their own and build the graphics and that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We can help everybody. Okay. Yeah, no, don't take that list as meaning like these are the only things that we're going to be focused on. The bigger we grow our digital army, that's really where the energy comes from in the DIMCAST model. We just kind of provide the back end support to make it all work. So if we can get great digital activists from House districts and areas across Virginia, then we'll be able to sort of build up from the grassroots and have messaging for everybody.
Frida had a question.
More of a comment, well, kind of a question comment. I'm from Southwest Virginia. I'm in Roanoke. We're in pretty deep red territory, except for a couple of spots of blue. And the primary left some people disenchanted with the top of the ticket. And I was just thinking, even like helping the candidates that are running in red areas will help the top of the ticket as well, because once they get to the poll, they're likely to go ahead and vote up ticket. So I just wanted to get that feedback as far as it's important for us to keep the House and get as many elected as we can, but we also have to elect the top of the ticket too.
Totally, and that's actually one of the main ones I was alluding to when I said there can be strategic reasons to boost blue, everywhere. Statewide races is definitely one of those things. So yeah, and we've heard that. I don't think it's just necessarily your district where people are feeling that way.
Nick, Fennell has a question.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. So here's my question. So I have someone who's volunteering for my campaign. She was an intern for the Congressional Black Caucus, and she did their social media. So she's someone, she's just joined the team. This would be really excellent for her. So I'm going to encourage her to volunteer as one of the folks who can actually do the work. But my question is, and I think someone else asked it too, how do you reach out for help to say, okay, this is some content that we need to figure out how to boost? How do we just get in touch with you guys to do that? Not to take all your time, but just for guidance.
Yeah. Well, hopefully our first step really before we recruit en masse for digital amplifiers is really to fill some of those the volunteer leader positions, and one of those is curation. If we have some Virginia-based folks who are focused on curation, then they'll have Demcast USA email addresses, and there will be a communication structure in place to so that people can feed content. It's not just them going out and looking, but it'll provide the other direction as well for people who want to send content.
Yeah, and we've also been talking with Robin about doing a candidate-specific training on how to, where you get a little bit more into the weeds than we can here on how to really use social media as a candidate to get your message out, because that's critical. So.
Yeah, candidates and campaigns, so staff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Wait, before you leave, Fennell, oh, there she went. That's okay. You don't have to bring her back. I just want to tell Nick and Jamie one thing about Fennell Norton. You should work with her. We need to get you guys in touch. She's great on messaging. She understands it. If you want to talk about Virginia and how to message, I think Fennell is awesome in how she sees what the message should be. And I just think that you have it, my friend. So thank you.
Awesome. Will do. Okay. Well, should we move on to part 2, and then there'll be more time for questions too.
And now it doesn't want to, I'm not sure why it doesn't want to, there we go. So really, we want to develop a social media strategy. So when you're doing a post about the issues important in West Virginia, your candidates, you kind of want to ask yourself, your followers, whether it's on Twitter, it's on your Facebook friends, it's on Instagram, kind of ask yourself, what do you want the people that are seeing this post to do? Do you want to do an emotional appeal? Are you passionate about a candidate? Show that, show your emotions, whether it's fear, love, hope, disgust, pride, and then use a pragmatic appeal. You're asking them to support your candidate, how will supporting them make their lives easier? And that's going to be by the policy that your candidates are supporting. So this is an overview of kind of where social media users are. And, it breaks down by, men, women, demographics, age. And the really interesting thing is 68% of 18 to 29-year-olds in the last election cycle received their information about how to vote from social media. 68%. That is an absolutely insane number. You can see, youth dominates social media across the board. 18 to 49, almost all of them are on some form of social media. As you get older, it goes down a little bit. The other interesting thing is that people of color are more likely to be on social media. So, and when you're on your platforms, know your audience. Twitter is a more national audience, but you can use any national issue and make it local. We're all worried about voting rights, reproductive justice, and then take that national issue and bring it back to how it affects you locally. Facebook is a very localized place. It's your local issues, your friends. Instagram is really about what's happening in the moment. Great for candidates, or when you're posting about candidates, sharing videos or pictures of I'm out canvassing today. And TikTok is all about the videos. That is where the young people are. TikTok has the most engagement out of any platform. TikTok users spend on average 2 to 2.5 hours per day on TikTok. Compare that to Facebook, where people spend 30 minutes a day. And Twitter is intermittent use. People spend about 3 minutes per session on Twitter, but they log in multiple times a day. And all social media platforms really base on engagement. The algorithms decide what's going viral, who's going to see your content. And this is what we're going to practice later, because this algorithm is the same across social media platforms. So you can get 10, 15 of you guys together once a week and say, you know, on a Saturday morning, we're all going to get together and we're going to boost this candidate or this issue. So you start out with one tweet, you know, and then everybody replies to that post. You comment, you quote, you share it, and then the original person who posted it engages. That just boosts it up to the social media algorithms that people care about this. This is important, people are engaged, and that makes it so more and more people see it. And so I said, we're going to do this test later and show you exactly how it works. You know, and when you're doing a post, you know, you want to think about what you want the people seeing this post to do. You know, do you want them to call your reps? Do you want them to volunteer by writing postcards, texting for your candidate, phone banking? You trying to get word about issue, very issue specific. You know, you want people to register to vote. You want to make sure you know when the election dates are, and you want them to support your candidate. Using graphics, GIFs, videos really boosts engagement as well. You know, and then we come to the most important part, which is writing the post. You know, what is your message? Keep it simple. Can it be stated in one sentence? Would it be amplified with a visual aid? What will the opposition say? What will the Republicans say? What will the opponent to your candidate say? Can you frame it to preempt that response? Do facts substantiate what you're saying? You know, use sources for that. You know, if you are talking about your candidate and they support criminal justice reform, use something that's, you know, use something that they have said about it. And do you have different messages for different audiences? So for example, on Facebook, if you're in a rural area, you might want to talk about something, frame it just a little bit differently than maybe you would on Twitter, which is more a national audience. You know, and make sure you're using your voice. You know, you can incorporate humor, inspirations, actions, newsworthy content. When you're promoting events, be very specific. Make sure you're using a link to sign up. And when you're supporting a candidate, explain why you're supporting them. You know, I am supporting Finale because I believe in criminal justice reform. Her story inspired me, and tell people why, because that gives people an emotional connection and lets them go, I care about that too. And you guys know your issues in Virginia. You know, you don't want people from out of state telling you what your issues are. And that is really a big focus of our model, is that we want to amplify the voices that are on the ground and not come in as a national organization and say, this is how you should talk about an issue. It's different in each state. And then when you're asking people to take actions, be very clear why it needs to be done, the impact it will have, and include all the relevant information. You want people to support your candidate, include their Twitter or their Facebook handles. Give them people their websites where they can find out more information. Use their mobilize links to get people to volunteer. And using graphics and videos will really increase how many people see it. And you can also tag local influencers or groups when you're using photos. That is another great way to let people know that this is important. And, you know, especially with groups, you can really amplify that information. So now we are going to go to questions, and then we will kind of start the fun part.
Jamie, there was a question in chat about whether we're seeing a trend away from or toward any particular social platforms.
It really depends on what demographics you're talking about. 30 to 50 is really Twitter seems to be their go-to place. 15 to 35, TikTok is the place to be. You see a lot of engagement on TikTok with political posts, especially among youth. Instagram is probably the least political. That seems to be the place where people like to have fun, unless you're an account like Stacey Abrams. So, but people still do get a lot of information from Facebook, and that is where they consume a lot of their news. And a lot of it is not accurate news.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess bottom line is all of them are important. And it's really wherever you are, you can make an impact and you can reach people. If you want to expand which platforms you're on so that you can reach different kinds of people, then hopefully that's something that we can help with if you sort of join the crew here.
And just a small number of people working together can make a huge impact with an issue or a candidate. Doesn't take giant accounts. You don't need thousands of followers. It's really all about that engagement.
Hi, I have a question. Can I jump in here, Stare?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you. So what about people who just want to sort of do a couple of clicks a day?
I would say,
here's the thing. I understand so much it's about engagement, but I'm not, personally, sometimes I'm not that much about engagement, but more about just like, how can I help otherwise?
So, pick a candidate, go on, share, and do a quick comment of, I'm rooting for you, I'm excited. You can do 2 or 3 candidates, have a list of their, Facebook pages, their Twitter accounts, their Instagram accounts. Go on, do a couple of 3, because then you're just boosting that. And that means your friends are going to see it. And so you don't need to spend a whole lot of time.
We in Network Nova want to do a decent job and really help you out with this. And I'm kind of leading up that program. And we have our Network Virginia account as well as our Friday Power Lunch account. So, and we're also really busy.
You're different. And
let me just talk to them, Catherine. So how can we really be helpful there without, with the greatest ease?
Yes.
For maximum effect, if people decided, every day at the same time, you're going to take 5 minutes, you're going to pick one candidate to amplify that day, and you can literally get it done in under 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it doesn't, you don't need hundreds of people.
So if we have 10 people, then we can take a half an hour or so.
You wouldn't even need half an hour. Just getting that started is really all it takes.
Anyway, thank you so much for what you've offered us, and we will really try to push this forward. And our hashtag, if anybody didn't see it, is Keep VA Blue, right? It seems short and simple and will work. So let's make it happen.
And that's the other thing you can do if you're on Twitter, is actually just go through and search that hashtag and do a few retweets just on that hashtag. When you do that search on Twitter, you can pull up the latest and literally just go through and click retweet, and you can, you know, in less than a minute, you can amplify it. So.
Okay, good. Well, any way you can lead us along is great. I look forward to further working with you all. It's going to be great. Thank you.
So I saw there was a question about interacting with negative comments. You want to ignore it. Don't respond. I know it's hard, but the more you respond to a negative comment, the more people actually see that negative comment. And so ignoring it is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I'd say ignoring it in terms of interacting with it.
Yeah.
But what you can do, so if there's somebody who's attacking a candidate that you like in their comments, look at what they're attacking them about, and then reply to that same post, but say the opposite, and just put the other perspective out there, but without actually interacting with the negative comment.
Yeah, and then there was another question from Melissa, you know, about liking, retweeting, or commenting. Liking is probably the least engagement. Commenting and retweeting and quote tweeting are going to create the biggest engagements.
But all of them are helpful.
All of them are helpful.
All of them help with the algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah, and Catherine said, you know, trolls with going after local school boards. So people have been alerted and then comment in a positive way. And that's exactly what you do.
Yep. You
know, ignore the troll and you go on and speak truth to power. So
you can, and another thing you can do too is when you respond to that post, put your response where it frames the candidate in positive light, flips the narrative to the other side, and then tag some friends, so that then they come and then they interact with your comment, and that moves your comment up more toward the top, and that just helps with the algorithm.
Yeah, because when you're commenting to the negative stuff and there suddenly is a whole bunch of comments, it actually bumps that comment up to the top. So somebody coming on for the first time, they're going to see that negative thing first, versus a positive comment where people are then responding, that's going to be bumped up to the top. So, so quote tweeting is when instead of just hitting retweet, you have another option of quote tweeting. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you have a message yourself. It's not just, you know, using a hashtag. So you actually want to have something to say on that.
And we'll have a whole training on getting the message out on Twitter, right, in July. So we'll go deep on the Twitter side.
And so I think now we're going to move to the fun part. And so we have Deborah here. And we chose her tonight because she has got a great video out. It's an inspirational video. And for any candidates who want an example of a good video to use, this is it.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for joining us, being our guinea pig.
I'm kind of nervous about it, but thank you so much for picking it and helping us get it out there. So I really, really appreciate that.
You bet.
Yeah, there is nothing to be nervous about. But when you really want to make an impact with a candidate, and I'm from Utah, so I'm pretty red here. I used some of my own candidates last cycle to use as guinea pigs. It was very exciting for them. But when you really want to make a boost on a candidate, having a set time with your candidate so that you get a lot of engagement, because when the candidate is interacting with the comments and the tweets that are going out, it really makes the algorithm think this is important. And so that's why we asked Deborah to join. And so we are going to, and it doesn't matter if you are on Facebook or Twitter, we're going to have you go to Deborah's Facebook page or her Twitter page. This is the link to Facebook. And then this is her link to Twitter. And there are the top posts on both of her pages are this video. So we're going to ask everybody to go on one of those right now, retweet it, quote tweet it, do an original post about it, comment. And then, so right now they posted this video 55 minutes ago. There's 22 views and 4 retweets. So we're going to see what happens in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then drop your stuff in the chat and so other people can interact.
Can I show it?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. Hold on.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll do it, Catherine.
Oh yeah, I just pulled it up, but then of course, I think, got it?
I come from a very small rural town in North Carolina. I was raised by my grandparents in a segregated community. In the 7th grade, we started with integration. We were bused across town. When we went to the integrated school, we were there but not there. In most of my classes, I was the only African American. My grandmother, she made us study because she said, that's gonna be your ticket out. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I don't think anybody was surprised when I became a social worker. Helping people is just in my DNA. I've actually worked in public safety and criminal justice for a large portion of my career. I have a proven track record for getting things done. I don't quit. I will never give up because I want to leave this world a better place for my daughter and everybody else's children as well. That's why I'm running.
Our States Matter PAC sponsored this ad.
That's our Christine Bachman made that ad. She's going to be at the summit. Christine's coming on Saturday. That's great. That's really a nice ad. Okay, so what are we doing now? We're tweeting, twittering it, and we're commenting on it.
Yep. And if you're doing an original post, make sure you're dropping it in here. And so everyone can comment.
More people are liking it than retweeting it. Let me see if I leave your comments in there.
How's it looking?
Want me to read you the comments?
I am going to.
Your story is still inspiring.
Really? Who's that about?
Lauren.
All right, well, we're now at 33 retweets and 9 comments.
Okay.
Is it better to retweet or comment or do both?
Both.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, somebody liked my my comment. Now they're gonna find my Twitter.
So comment, retweet, and is there something called original?
Yeah, so the other thing that you can do, and I'm gonna go to a screen share for this. Or Nick, do you want to share how to just share the video?
Sorry, I'm doing all kinds of Twitter stuff here. What did you ask me?
I said, do you want to do a screen share and show people how to just share the video?
Share the video. You know what?
Or is yours having?
I always do it on my phone.
Okay, then I'll.
Maybe you can show me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So that would be just sharing, just like taking the original tweet and then somehow putting it on your feed, correct?
Just using the, so let's say you wanted to just share this video.
So yeah, so which if you look at my what I shared in chat, that's what I did.
Yeah. So if you're on your computer, there is a little secret. If you hit the comment button, this pulls up and you'll see this little link that says pick. If you copy that and then click tweet, you can paste it and that video will show up. So
then you should also probably comment at that point and say, have you seen this kind of thing, right? Okay.
We use our hashtag Keep Virginia Blue.
Yep.
Yes. Let's get it trending.
I'm going to tag Nick.
So Jamie, you said something earlier about if I do something myself. So what should I do? I actually just shared it. Well, I made a tweet on Twitter and then I went to Facebook and I shared it with 2 groups.
yeah, so the people that are that have been commenting, if you go through and even comment to these, that can make a huge difference. So
just like them?
Yeah, you can comment. So, I mean, in the couple of minutes we've been doing this, we're already at 384 views.
So one thing when these videos or these tweets are created, what would have been useful for me is if her district number was also in there and sort of because I'm not in your district, I'm glad and I love doing this, but I just think it helps people orient themselves a little bit. It's like, I don't know what district she's running for. I mean, I did retweet and do all that, but is that important or not from Demcast point of view?
Yeah, if you can fit the district, it's great. Sometimes if you're trying to do an expansive
but for instance, on this one, we didn't put in the district. I see it up here in Deborah's box that it's District 27, but when I was tweeting, I couldn't remember what the district number was, or I just think it would have been helpful.
Yep. I put it in mine, but yeah, if it's sometimes if it's in the source tweet, especially if it's an intro, like a candidate intro, maybe putting the community or putting the district number is helpful.
Yes, I mean, right? Some people know the whole, I think as we get wonky, some of us know the House district. Now I know. I couldn't tell you House district 5 years ago to save my life. Now it's like so funny. But this is really cool watching the tweets go up. Very cool.
Yeah, and then you can also kind of just go in and, you know, search that hashtag.
Just make this small comment about something that the incumbent delegates were saying is that they don't know any of them.
We can't hear you, Stare.
Oh, okay, never mind. I won't talk right now because I lost part of my headset. You can't
That's
hear me?
okay, yeah.
Okay.
You guys said a minute ago about the little pick thing where you could actually copy the video. Can you tell us where that is again?
So if you actually click on the link, like you're in a comment, it will actually pop up. That does not work if you're on your phone. That is only if you're on your laptop.
Okay.
If you're on your phone and you want to use the video, you just hold your thumb down on the video itself, and it'll pop. An option will pop up to tweet the video.
Okay.
That's for Android, and I mean,
oh, sorry, just for I think that only works.
I'm Android.
Does that not work on Android, Jamie?
No, I actually have to go to the website on Twitter and do it that way.
That's so funny. Sorry. Yeah, it works on the iPhone though. Yeah, so look, yeah, we're over 1,000 views here.
Thing, Nick, the little pick thing, and
So that's
can't hear you.
sort of like went off into the atmosphere. So I didn't feel like I was really tweeting. I don't know. And I couldn't pick up a URL for that. So I think I don't understand about how to.
Stare, your audio is hard to hear.
Yeah, your audio is hard to hear, honey.
I brought you up. Can you repeat that? We couldn't really hear you, Stare.
Your audio is weird.
Sorry, I'm trying to be on my internal speaker here.
All right, well.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But the good thing about joining the team is if you're Twitter based, well, we can add you to the direct message rooms, and then we can have all these conversations and help each other troubleshoot all these things, just in the context of the direct message room.
And also, if you're not following her account, make sure you hit follow or on Facebook, like her page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe go through those steps. And maybe some people don't even know what a direct message room is or Twitter room is. So when we get into that, that might be helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
It's basically very similar to a Facebook group, except it's on Twitter. The big differences are that there's a limit to how many people you can put in there. It can move really fast. The benefits, nobody knows you're in a group. Nobody can find a group. Somebody actually has to add you. So nobody looking would ever know that you're in any of these. And, and if you're on Facebook, especially in like the Virginia groups, Facebook really rewards sharing from groups. So putting the candidate post in the group and sharing it from there, Facebook rewards that, which is how a lot of the right wing really get these messages out, this echo chamber, because Facebook rewards that behavior.
So, and I know that this video had been posted previously, Jamie.
They had reposted it today, though.
Reposted it today. So, do you remember what the original?
They had just barely posted it. It was this version of it was at 22 when we started.
Okay.
So
Nothing like this. It was nothing like this.
Well, and there should, even after we hang up here, there should be some residual, views and comments and likes and everything. Because that's how it works. Not everybody is on right now, but then they'll see it in their feeds when they pop on.
Yeah.
No, and I think we have like 92 people in here. So if everybody, like you said, likes Deborah Gardner's Facebook page, follows her on Twitter, and then this is our first steps to sort of getting into action with all the candidates. If we even went through all the candidates, so we like their pages, like their Twitter feeds, and this way we're starting to engage and follow that pathway. So that's pretty cool.
It's great. We're approaching
this is a few people in a few minutes, and and now she's over 500 followers. So it does not take a lot.
Yep. So just there's a little sampling here of what we can do together.
And if you're on Facebook, go and do the exact same thing. Go and like her comment, share it, because the algorithms work the same if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It doesn't matter what platform you're on.
How many followers did she have when we started?
Was it about 450? Is that right?
Yeah, I had about 450.
Okay, I want to just make a comment about the Facebook following. I have had success with choosing less than 50 people to like her page. I mean, I haven't done this yet, actually, for Deborah, but if there's less than 50 people, they get it in Messenger. They get the request to like her in Messenger, so I like that.
Excellent.
You can't share from a private group, but if you copy like the post and then share it to the private group, they can share the original public post. And of course, Facebook knows that you're doing that because they have their nose in everything. Last summer, I literally spent 3 hours revoking all these permissions that Facebook had granted itself. It was.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Zuckerberg. Yeah. But it's
also something we can't concede.
We've got to be there. Were there any other? Did we miss any questions in the comments? The chat kind of flew past there.
Pete said that maybe we should have a Women's Summit social media storm once a week. Sounds like a good idea. Maybe we do that in the Friday Power Lunch.
It would be a great place to do it.
That would be a great time to do that.
Yep. So I said, and you don't need very long. So.
Pete's asking what behavior is rewarded. What did you say?
Things that are shared into Facebook groups and then shared out to the general public is rewarded in the algorithms on Facebook, which is really where the things like Stop the Steal and these fraudulent audits, it was all shared originally in the private Facebook groups and then shared from there. If it's a private group, you can still, because the way Facebook tracks, even sharing an article or a post from a candidate in there, they can still share it. They just can't share your original post, but Facebook algorithms actually track it.
So I'm a little bit confused because I'm a member of a number of private groups. And, you know, a lot of times the rules say don't share out also. So what is permissible and how do you do it?
So if it's a post in a private group that you're just posting to the group, that is not shareable. But if you were to share like Deborah's post into a private group, or you would share the link to a newspaper article that you want people, and then people share it from there, that is what's rewarded.
I see. Okay. Thank
So
you.
I don't know if you've ever clicked on like a link in a private group of a newspaper article, you will actually see it pulls up with a tracking code that says Facebook group with the group number.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
So
Nick, will you talk about, are you going to have someone ask, can you talk about a Demcast Virginia specific Twitter room?
Yeah, we're all set up. So if people sign up through the form that I shared earlier on the demcast.com site, then we will add you, and we'll just go ahead and get rolling, and we'll make sure that everybody feels comfortable and knows what it is and all that kind of stuff. If you're not familiar with DM groups, that's totally okay. We'll get you oriented.
yeah, and we have an incredible volunteer who helps with our Demcast account, who is really happy to do one-on-one training. So, and she is really, really good at it. I don't know what we did without her. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you could create a social media breakout room. So
yeah, we could use their Speechify to have some posts ready for people to share.
Yep. So
totally have that conversation about doing a weekly thing.
So we have Deborah at 524 followers now, and she hit 3.1 thousand views on her video.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, my daughter just texted me and said, you got 3,000 plus views. That's amazing.
That's great. And so if we can find a bunch of people who want to do this kind of work, this kind of digital support work, then you know, we can do this for all the videos that come out, and have the impact be even bigger and broader and more specific to folks in Virginia. So it's exciting.
So Nick and Jamie, one more question. So I go to the site and sign up, and I have my team, which is like 6 of us. Do I need to do any separate so that you know that we're all together, or just say something, or just we all 6 go in and sign up?
So with candidates, you sometimes will put the candidate account in because there's multiple people on it. Sometimes it's the campaign manager. We kind of let you guys decide. So
yeah,
it's obviously a lot easier now that the primary is over.
Right.
Yeah,
or all of them is fine too. I mean,
yeah.
if you want to have everybody in there, that's great.
Because it will sort of divide and conquer.
Great.
Yep. So we're at 3.4 thousand views right now. And we just hit 100 retweets on this.
It's fantastic. And that's the algorithm working.
Yep.
If we weren't all doing this in concert at the same time, it would have risen, but it wouldn't have risen as much. Doing the fact that Deborah just posted it, 50 minutes prior to us doing it, so it was a relatively new post, and then it got all of a sudden got a bunch of activity on it, is getting it in front of people's eyeballs, more than it would have otherwise been.
Finale, do you have a campaign video yet, or not yet?
Now, I do have one. I'm not sure if it's been posted yet, but I do have one. But it is not, I am not the star that Deborah is.
My campaign manager just texted me that Deborah Messing just retweeted it.
Cool. Very cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Look at you.
That's amazing.
Tell her to ignore the trolls when Deborah retweets.
Oh yeah, that's the other side of celebrity retweets.
Oh no!
You'll get it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
And Fennell, yes, you are. You're just as much a star. Trust me.
You have beautiful, beautiful photos, Fennell. I have to say, your photos are gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you. Nobody ever sees their own face. So when they do see it, they're just like, oh, did I really make that face? And
keep climbing, 3.6 thousand now.
Wow.
So for the people who don't know where you're seeing this, can you point out where they can go so they can see this? I've got some private chat messages because people didn't want to admit it, but they don't know where you're looking.
Totally.
So here, so if you go to the video, let me get back to Deborah's. So if you click on the video, it actually shows you right down here in the corner. So it's at 3.6 thousand views now.
Nice.
So
while you're on there, Jamie, can you walk through, I don't know if you can make your screen, people can make their screen bigger, but show people what a DM room looks like and how those messages work and what our rooms look like and just a little bit. Well, you know what, Stare? Are you there? Yeah, okay, just so you know. It'd be interesting for people to see.
yeah. So you'll see the thing where it says messages. It's a little envelope. When you click that, that is where all of the rooms you're in are.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm back.
Okay.
Some people are crazy like me and Nick because we have a lot of rooms. But so here's a Virginia one though, which Lori shared her video. And so in here you can actually drop tweets in to share. You can drop newspaper articles, you can chat. So all of this is kind of in one spot. So
yeah. No, that's
right. And I've been in here before, yes?
Yes, we're in that.
Yeah, do you see? Right. Yeah, okay, we're in there.
Yeah. So you can turn off notifications where you can kind of set that because otherwise you can get a notification for every single one. So like on mine, I have notifications off unless somebody mentions me. And that's just because there's too many rooms. I'm not sure if anyone's working with candidates to produce videos. One of the groups we work with, Democracy Labs, he's got some great resources on how to use like Flipgrid to create your own videos, which is free. So that may be something to have him, do some type of training on that.
I also want to put in a plug for Local Majority, who has a lot of digital content. Their digital content will be available at the Women's Summit, and then we'll be able to also share their information about their white papers and such will be there, and the links to all that. So look forward to seeing that on June 26th.
I also want to make a plug for Sam, Headshots by Sam, who will be at the Women's Summit on Saturday, and he will do free headshots for candidates. So if you need a good headshot, he's a great guy, and we'll do them. So come,
Yeah, I don't know
look in your best.
If Pete is still on, his group has been doing some videos, and I think they were doing some on issues, but I don't know if you're doing anything Virginia specific.
I mentioned earlier we're going to be doing some shows in Virginia, some live shows. We have one scheduled in Newport News for Shelley Simons, and we'd love to do one in Virginia Beach and coordinate with a couple of candidates, and one in Northern Virginia. So at least 3.
Great.
Yeah, so we're at like 8:55. What are you thinking? I'm thinking that oh, thank you. Let me add my spotlight, I guess I can jump in here. So this was a good, just little start, as we say. Deborah, how exciting to see that social media buzz go off. So on Thursday, you're going to continue and get a little bit more in depth about this. Is that the
Thursday's disinformation?
Disinformation. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
okay,
and then
good.
next month we'll get really in depth. So,
but we can do, if we have a bunch of people who sign up to join on the Twitter side, we can do some stuff with the volunteers before then too, just to get people oriented.
Yeah, so for everybody in the group, so when you look at the schedule, Demcast is going to be owning we're going to have some July and August training. So we're going to continue all summer with you guys working on this and building this team out. So if you're interested, make sure that you sign up and join. I know there's some writers in here. So for every kind of level, I know Julie, if you're still on, Julie Galdo, she's a terrific writer. And so you can get involved in every level with the Demcast community. So that's what I love about it, from every kind of media. So thank you guys for being here with us all summer long. And I know that we joined and we're in a Twitter room, and I can tell you that when you join the base camp, it's really cool. And you just really are in communication. You have access to these social media graphics, and you are handheld too. So I know tonight you may be confused, that's okay. But you will learn everything, and you'll be in a great community. And Virginia really needs a strong room. This election, we definitely have to make sure that Virginia has a presence across social media. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming. And I also
I'm gonna do one final update.
Yeah.
So we're at 4.7 thousand views.
What?
And 544 followers.
So. Awesome. So don't leave anybody yet, because I have some important announcements. Okay. So Friday, remember. So, okay, Thursday, we have another training at 7 o'clock. You'll get that link if you sign up. If you just joined us tonight, but you have not registered for the summit, please register tonight so we know you're coming. After this, we won't know if you'll get a supper sandwich, because if you decide to register Saturday morning, it'll be tougher for us to make sure everybody has what they need. So register for the summit if you haven't already, number 1. Number 2, if you love the social media stuff, you want to work with Demcast, make sure you sign up tonight. Even if you're really not sure, like Nick said, it's not like you are committed to it. You're just going to learn more about it. And third, to get ready for the invite, the weekend, Friday, 7 o'clock, Rowan Tree. Join us with some wine, hanging out, and some live music. And to get ready for Saturday, make sure you get ready for any kind of weather. Bring an umbrella. If you're walking around Turning Point Suffragette Memorial, it's outside, it's wonderful. There's a lot of reading, so show up at 4 and bring an umbrella, just because in case it drizzles, in case it's sunny out, you want to make sure you can walk around and not have the sun on you. Also bring a picnic blanket. Why not? So you can sit outside. And then also bring cash, because we will be selling tickets at the venue for beer, wine, sodas, very inexpensive. You can do a credit card, but bring cash. And that way we've made the drinks really affordable by selling them on our own. So good for us. So cash, blankets, fun. It's casual dress too. You can come in your jeans and your t-shirt, and make sure if you have an ER sash, wear your sash, wear white, wear whatever you want, but just know it's at a park. You can wear a casual dress, you can wear shorts, just so you know, you don't have to come fancy in high heels.
Or what could you be wearing, Stair? What shirt could they be wearing?
Yes, you can be wearing this lovely shirt.
Yeah.
You can be wearing this lovely shirt and
a lovely shirt. Yeah, I just want, everybody was asking about fashion, so we love swag. Just want to get everybody prepared. All right, any questions about the venue before we sign off? Anybody in the chat? What do you see, Robin? Any questions about, do you have your sash? Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Anything else? All right, Occoquan Regional Park, really easy to get to from the Beltway. It's right down the street from the little town of Occoquan and right by the Lorton Workhouse where they have the
historic event. Okay, everyone, historic event coming up.
It's historic. All right, Stair, you're right, it is. Okay, thank you to our partners, Nick and Jamie. We'll see you again. And we'll see you guys at the summit. Thank you.